Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to a heartbreaking video. Now, this video is we have 3 replays and all 3 are heartbreakers. So, already, spoiler alert, you know what's going to happen. But let's show you anyway. We had 3 different battles. This one we are watching Croatian Master, and he is in the Type 62. Now, I wasn't going to add this to this video, and I wasn't going to add voice, but I thought, you know what, a couple of these did need voice added, just to talk about the game itself, a few mistakes that were made, but still, nevertheless, all 3 battles are superbly played. So, we are now on Normandy, or Croatian Master is on Normandy, and he's in a tier 10 battle, so already he is up against it in a Type 61 with 3 big TDs on the enemy team. He's already up against it. With a tank with no armor, it's a tough job against tier 10 because everyone is going to penetrate you. Literally, anyone is going to penetrate you. And now, within the first minute of the game, one of the best TDs in the game has died. And there goes the M103. So already, just around a minute and a half gone almost, there is 2 tanks down. Now, he is getting some shots there on the TDs in the corner. But here comes the IS-8. So I would have probably backed up behind his IS-8, but he gets away with it anyway. He gets the lucky bounce from the IS-8. So far he's actually bounced 710 damage, which is very unusual in this tank. But it's now 4 against 6. 4 against 6, and there's almost a full hit point E100 here. That T54 takes out the IS-8, so it's now 3 against 6. So already it is looking like it's just going to be mayhem and a walk in the park for the enemy team. Now, he's going to get a couple of nice HE shots here or one HE shot there into the rear of the T54, and the T62 takes him out, but the pattern takes out the waffle, so it's now just him and a T62 versus 5. He is full hit points, but hit points don't really mean anything when you're in this tank with literally no armor. But you know what? The T62 is full as well. So if they could work together, they could actually win this. If they focus fired, there's a couple of low hit point tanks. If they focus fired, they could win this. But the T62 rushes off. He's still around this area, but he's dealing with the TDs, and because of that, that left Croatian Master to deal with the tanks that are actually danger. And I absolutely love what he's doing here. He's going to ignore the 268 whilst dealing with the pattern, and he's always going to get around the 268, so the 268 isn't in his sight, so he can't shoot him. Now he's dropped down, which is a good move, so now he's got the pattern all on his own. So he does manage to take the pattern out. He needs to dodge a shot here from the 268 if possible, but luckily for him, he does get around the corner. So now he's on 2 kills and he's on 5,000 damage. He is a one-shot to both tanks left alive, the Foch and himself, and he really needs to keep these tanks separated, because if they're together, they become very hard. Both of them have got none of them have got a turret, so that does play in his advantage. But what he really wants is the Foch to stay away. But unfortunately, the Foch does come. But because of where the 268 is, it allows him to run around. The Foch could actually, I don't know why he doesn't shoot. Oh my god, he bounces. No, he don't. What is going on? The Foch comes round, and now he is in a sticky situation where he's got the 268. Oh my god, the Foch misses again. Bad play there from the Foch, but just as he is about to run away, the Foch does, I'm afraid, the Foch does kill him. So he still does 6,200 damage. He loses a bit of credits, but I don't mind losing 9,000 credits for that much damage. So unfortunately, couldn't carry the win, but still does a remarkable job. Now, next up, we have the Maniac Accurate. And this is going to be, so we've just had a very sad battle in the Type 61. We're going to have a really sad battle now in the Object 704. So he is in a platoon with Abyss, and he's going to go... Now, the first mistake, I wouldn't have gone this way. I wouldn't have gone this way. And the reason I wouldn't have gone this way, because Dead Rail is the best map in the entire game for TDs. 100%, this is the best map for TDs, especially turretless TDs, where you can sit at the back. Looking at the enemy lineup, they've only got one light tank. All the rest are heavies and TDs. So, for one, I don't know why not one of his team have gone right. I mean, there's a couple of heavies that are in the middle, but not one of his TDs. I mean, there's 3 TDs on his team, and not one of them went right. He decides to come left. They all decide to come left, in fact. So, for me, that was the worst mistake. That's the worst mistake, and that could have probably cost them the game in the long run. We're not going to know, because we don't know how the game would have played out if they would have gone right. But I know if they would have gone right, he would have had this some clear shots now on this M103, and he would have had the clear shots for a while. And who knows, the M103 could have been dead. So his E75 is losing a lot of hit points, and here comes the Death Star, who decides to sit right next to him. And you can see that Abyss spot. Go spot in your waffle, please. It's unfortunate, but he's now going to get a couple of misses. I mean, that miss there and that miss from the Death Star on the back chat was bad. I mean, it's unlucky. Not sure what he was moaning at the FV there, because he also missed. Maybe because the FV is sitting with him. I mean, it's shambles. They're all over the place. The whole team are all over the place. But he is going to come back, and he's still going to do a very, very good job, considering the position of the team. I mean, the back chat is here instead of spotting. They do spot the waffle. He needs this HE shot to pen. He needs it desperately, and he does hit. You can see 1969 damage at the top, so he does almost 1,000 damage to that waffle. So it's 4 against 6. There's still a lot of work to do. Is he going to get that shot? Nice shot there on that Jaegeru, putting him down to a 1 shot. But unfortunately, he did get spotted. So now he has to drop down, and he now don't have any shot. He needs to reset his camo so he can poke out and get some more damage in. So he's going to push past this Death Star. There is the motion there. Is he going to get that shot? He does penetrate. Nice high roll into that motion, but he does take a hit in return. So he's now on 582 hit points. He's a 1 shot to 3 of the tanks on the team. So he does need to be very careful. And it's 4 against 6. So already it is looking a bit of doom and gloom. He does manage to take out the motion note, but one of his teammates have died also. So it's now his 2 mates died. So it's 3 against 5. There's still a lot of work to do. And as I've said, there is 3 TDs that can one-shot him, and there is an E100 that can one-shot him. Nice shot there on the E100, putting him up to now just over 4,000 damage, if you include that blind shot. Nice shot there from the Death Star, taking the E100 out. If he can get that high roll here, he needs that high roll. He does get the high roll, so he's now bringing it down to a 2 on 3. He's on 5,000 damage, and if him and the Death Star now work as a team, as I say that, the Death Star gets absolutely wrecked. Now he finds himself alone against 3 tanks, 2 waffles, and I'm not sure what the M103. So the 2 waffles can one-shot him. He needs to bounce, and that is exactly what he did. Now he needs to rush this guy. The waffles are quite a quick tank to, especially if you are in a turretless TD. It's quite hard to chase a waffle when you're in an Object 704. But he's now up to 6k damage. The waffle makes a vital error there. There is no need for that waffle to be greedy. He should have just waited for his team. I mean, his team are not too far behind him. He should have waited for his team. Instead, he almost is going to give up the game. Now, he's on 6,500 damage. If you include that blind shot, there's a full hit point M103, and there's still a waffle that is unspotted. So bad miss there from him against the M103, and the M103 does take a shot on him, putting him now down to a 1 shot. So at the moment, you already know the Object 704, it's got troll armor, but it's not got the best armor. Although the waffle behind him comes spotted, the waffle misses, and the M103 bounces. So the waffle is very, very low hit points, and I'm surprised the M103 hasn't taken him out by now, but he just keeps bouncing. He should have been taken out a long time ago, but he does get a nice shot there. I think that is the final shot he is going to take, which is a shame because he has brought the last 2 tanks down to a 1 shot. But unfortunately, doesn't manage to get the win, but he still finishes on 8,051 damage. So unfortunately, the team, I think they went the wrong way. Although if he would have gone the other way, he probably wouldn't have finished on 8,000 damage. But nonetheless, he still had a fantastic battle. Next up, we have the Hunter in the Foch 155. Now, this battle, as you've seen lately with the OP Foch, the Foch with the autoloader just completely broke. This battle is nothing like that. It's nothing like massive damage. It's not massive damage. I mean, it's still big damage. But it's not the OP replays that I've been showing you lately in the Foch 155 with 9,000 damage. This is a Heartbreaker for a different reason, and I'm not going to spoil this one, but it's a shame. But we're going to find out very soon. So he is flanked around the whole entire map, and he's now going to get a nice shot there on the grill. He bounces the shot from the grill. I mean, 40 seconds gone. The grill's on a reload. He's going to reload before the grill, and he's just going to poke forward, and he's going to HE the grill. So a minute gone. Goodbye, grill. 0 damage to you, and he's on 1,800 damage. So the IS-8 takes out one of his teammates, so it is now 1 tank down. So a minute gone, they are 1 tank down each. But the enemy have caught base B. They are now capping base C, which means they're going to have 2 cap points. Now, he's going to get some side shots here, and I love that he's trying out the HE. He wants the HE, but he decides to switch at the last minute. Because of that IS-8 is moving, it will be a lot more difficult to penetrate that HE. Gets a shot there. I think he does penetrate, puts the IS-8 down to a 1 shot, but they are 2 tanks down. Now, the Tiger on the enemy team is a 1 shot, so he's going to push towards him, and already they are just dropping like flies. 3 against 6, however, he is going to take out the Tiger. Now, what I would definitely do here is go to base B. They need to cap another base. It's 3 against 5. There's a VK up there that is alone against pretty much the whole of the enemy team. So he's not going to last very long. So he needs to cap this base. He has to cap this base. He needs to kill this IS-8. He does kill the IS-8, which brings the supremacy points down a little bit. But the VK now dies from the E100. So it's now 2 against 4. It's still easily winnable. Easily winnable. He is on 3 kills, and it's a 2 versus 4. He needs to penetrate the E50M. Unfortunately, misses his shot. He does get penetrated from one of the tanks to the right. Not exactly sure what tank. And again, he rushes his shot there on the IS-7. He needed to be careful on picking his targets there, because it's a 2 against 4. The enemy are now overtaking cap A, so that's going to push them almost up to 800 supremacy points. He really needs to take out this SU. He does take out this SU, and what I would do now is I would just go for the full reload. I would go for the full reload, because then at least you can clear one of these tanks. But he didn't, but luckily for him, he does high roll the E50M. So now the enemy are on 800 supremacy points. It's 2 against 2. They need to work together to take out this IS-7. The IS-7 is a 2 shot, unless this Batchat can get a couple of shots in on this IS-7. But he decides to run away. He decides to run away, which probably is the best. And I mean, look, he's just sat there. He's just sat there, not helping. However, the Hunter is now on 6 kills. 2,000 block damage. He's on 5,100 damage. And this Batchat, he just rushes in, and he's not penetrating this E100. He does penetrate 1 shot, and unfortunately, just look at the supremacy points. I mean, I would just rush here and ram, but stupid bat chat decides to stick around when he is a one-shot, and because of that, the E100 takes him out, but he does manage to take out the E100 at the end. So although he gets a Rosani medal, he gets the 7 kills, 6.7k damage, it is still a loss. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. I'm Meadsy69, and I will catch you very, very soon. Bye-bye.